Welcome back to the Cage Walk podcast with Kayla, presented by OddSmoker MMA. Tonight, I have the pleasure of speaking to Israel the Hurricane Vargas. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I'm digging the pink hair. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Had to go Majin for this fight, so yeah.
I love it. Let's jump right on in. Thanks for jumping on and joining me. I know it's been a back and forth trying to figure out a day and time,
Yeah, yeah.
but feel like we're able to finally do it. Um, so I know, like you said, upcoming fight. So you do have a fight on June 15th.
Yeah.
Before we jump into that, let's get a little backstory on how you got into MMA.
Got you. So basically as a kid, I grew up like around the Cicero area and stuff like that. So for me, fighting was like a very prideful thing, and I always wanted to be the best fighter, like in the neighborhood or wherever I lived. I always wanted to be the best fighter. And then I moved in with my dad around like the age of like 13, maybe 14. Um and when I moved in with my dad, I found out about wrestling, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." Because at back in Chicago, there wasn't really like wrestling programs or anything like that in middle school. But then I found out junior high that there was. I was like, "Oh, cool! There's wrestling." So I started doing that, and then I found out about MMA, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is perfect." I was like, "Now I don't just have to, try and take people down. Now I can literally strike. I can do everything. I can do everything that I want to do." So yeah, I got out of high school, had a scholarship to for wrestling, and I ended up like it was like God was telling me like, don't don't go that direction. Don't go wrestle. Like you have a better opportunity here. So um I looked near the area, and there was a couple of MMA gyms near me, and then but I like one stood out to me, and that was my gym, which is 3D, and I saw like everybody there, and I was like, oh yeah, like as soon as I had my first training day there, like it was like, yeah, this is family, this is where I'm gonna be, this is where I'm gonna become a champion. So started training with Uncle Dennis, and man, we've been tearing it up since. So just got to keep that momentum going.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's good that you found that home, that gym that makes you feel at home.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up real quick. I'm sorry. Um, so you're a 6-0 as an amateur, and you fight. No, I know this. Obviously, my viewers may not. You fight for Anthony Pettis's
Yeah.
promotion. Is that the only promotion you fight for?
Right now, like I feel like that's the promotion that's made me as a fighter. They gave me the opportunity. And I've been building with them since the beginning, like of where I was at. So honestly, that's where I want to stay. All the time. Even when I go pro, I want to fight on APFC. But of course, I'm open to taking other fights everywhere else. It's just APFC will always be home for like where I fight. Yeah, that's like they've built me up amazingly. So that's just always where I'm gonna want to fight.
I mean, most definitely. I mean, you're their first amateur bantamweight champion, so
Yeah.
that's definitely, something to hold on to for being with them. So
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to ask that. I did some research on you, obviously, and I know you had, they're the you are the first um amateur champion and
Yeah.
bantam, which is phenomenal. That is quite the title to have. Uh,
Yeah.
so let's jump into how you're fighting for your title defense.
Yeah. Training very, very hard. This guy's a very good wrestler. Also Puerto Rican brother too. So, Puerto Rico versus Puerto Rico, that's really awesome. Putting on for our city, putting our city on the map, that's really awesome. But yeah, the main thing is just going out there and doing what I love to do. It's not really about winning or losing or anything. Of course, I want to be the greatest. Of course, I want to be the best. Of course, I'm going to go out there and win. But in my eyes, it's more of putting on a show, and making the people want to watch me, because in this game, in this sport, like the main thing that draws eyes to you and the main thing that builds a legacy is taking those hard fights and taking those exciting fights. You know what I'm saying? So having another undefeated guy step across the cage from me, it's amazing, and I'm working hard, and I'm ready to put on a show and go out there, get that first diamond on the belt, you know what I'm saying, and move on from there.
I
Oh,
know you're.
sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
My TV sometimes it switches on its own. Sorry about
No, you're
that.
good. You're fine. Um, with camp, is there anything this time around that you've learned in your past fights that you really have to focus on, or anything that's been a challenge in this camp?
um definitely learning how to deal with like chain wrestling, because obviously my wrestling is good, but learning how to also take the wrestling from another person and use it to my advantage has been something that we've really been working on. Like somebody goes for a takedown, I'm able to benefit off of that instead of being like, oh damn, he's shooting a takedown at me, I gotta be worried. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried if it goes to the ground. I'm not worried if it stays on the feet, because I know I can win in any aspect of the game. So just kind of learning how to chain everything together has been like a big part of this training camp, and if I feel really, really good, really good.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really excited. I hope I can stream it somewhere,
Yeah,
be able to watch it. Most, you're amped up and I know a lot of fighters don't want to talk too much into their camp because in case their opponent sees videos.
yeah, yeah.
So let's get into some fun questions. I can't talk today. I'm sorry.
It's all
Uh,
good. It's all good.
obviously, well, okay, one more question.
Yeah,
That's related to this. Um, when you are walking to the cage, what's going through your mind? Like, are you completely empty-minded? Like, you're going in, I'm gonna, fuck this guy up, or do you still get a little nervous each fight?
yeah. Definitely. I don't know how guys tune out the nerves and stuff like that. That's always going to be there, I feel like, for me. But just like I always tell myself before a fight, like this is what God made me for. This is what God put me on this earth to do. To become the greatest, to also spread His word. You know what I'm saying? So I know I have a purpose in this sport, and I know I have a purpose in what I'm doing. So I just tell myself that every time I walk out, and then also looking out to the crowd and looking out, and even the people who boo me or the people who cheer me. Being able to see both sides and just be like, okay, I'm doing this not just for me, but for them, for God, for my family. You know what I'm saying? So it's awesome, and I just try and tune out the negative thoughts and then bring in the positives and be like, I'm going out there to do what I do best. You know what I'm saying? And then just I go out there and I feel comfortable, and it's all good.
It's great to have that mindset too, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely keeps you focused and ready to go. Uh,
Yeah.
what's your plan, or do you have a plan or a path to turn pro anytime soon?
Yeah, yeah. We've been working on it. I definitely, obviously, I want to defend this title maybe one more time after this fight. And then after that, I really want to go pro. But I'm kind of taking it. I'm taking it at my own pace. And listening to my coach. We don't want to rush in. You know what I'm saying? Because once you turn pro, that's when records really matter, and that's when things start to really, really take a toll on you. So, we're kind of just taking our time and getting the experience right now, and just keep building up that confidence. Every time I build it up more and more and more, it's like I know nobody can beat me now. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's gonna be. Is like I know I'm going to be on top. So just keep taking these hard fights, because all of my opponents have been tough opponents. I don't take easy fights. So yeah, just we're gonna keep doing that and see how it goes after this fight. Probably take one more title like defense, and then see where we go from there. I'm thinking about probably going pro after that second title defense, but we'll see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Soonish,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you have a great record. I've seen some highlights on your on previous fights, and you're definitely an amazing fighter. So I definitely can't wait to see you go pro and see
Yeah.
your MMA career takes you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, now time for just some fun questions, just because I try and not keep it the same old questions.
Yeah, I got you.
Add some fun stuff into it. Obviously weight cut. Weight cut sucks. No one likes, but do you have a go-to food when you're done with weight? Like that, the moment they say your weight when you're on the scale and you can go stuff your face with food because
Yeah.
most fighters do because you haven't
Yeah.
how many days.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Um the day of like after weigh-ins, or like the day of weigh-ins, after I weigh in, I don't really have like a specific place. I go like just go crazy and eat a bunch, but I don't really have a specific place. But after every fight, I go with my family to get like a 50 piece from Cane's. We get a bunch of Texas toast, a bunch of fries, and we just tear it up. That's like after every fight. That's what we always do, always.
That's awesome to have those traditions though.
Yeah, yeah,
That's awesome. I think tradition's a huge thing. I love
yeah.
traditions, so that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
What do you like to do or what interests you? I see you got a lot of Marvel stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah, I got everything
I
going over here.
I am loving your setup, by the way.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
talk
Thank you.
about it.
Yeah, I'm a big nerd. If anybody hasn't noticed yet, I am a giant nerd. My number one thing, the reason I, dye my hair is like I'm powering up like a Super Saiyan, you know what I'm saying? So every fight I level up where I unlock a new form. So that's what the hair color is. And then back here we got Ninja Turtles, Marvel, Pokemon, more Dragon Ball Z and Jump Force stuff. We got my Bibles, everything. It's all the things that I love in my room. I like to surround myself around positivity, you know what I'm saying, so that it can build me up. Because if you're surrounding yourself around like negativity, that's when it starts to break you down. So I just try and be as positive as I can, surround myself around the things that I love, and yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. My husband is a huge Marvel and Dragon Ball Z fan. So I mean, I have some
Yeah.
my UFC stuff here, and on the other wall, we've got some Dragon Ball Z stuff. I can't tell you who they
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
but my husband would actually, let's just for instance, he has random action figures
Oh,
here.
Vegeta. There you go, Vegeta.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no. So he would so appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um, Anyway, that's awesome. That's really cool. What else outside of MMA hobbies do you have?
I really like to I don't know if this is really a hobby, but I like to go see like my friends live out in Rockford. I grew up with my I consider him my brother basically because we've been so close since I moved out to my dad. So his name is JJ, and I go out to Rockford pretty much every week just to see him, you know what I'm saying? It's about an hour and a half drive, but it's worth it just to see my brother, you know? So we go out there and we just play games or we do something. We always have something playing bowl, do something, and that's like kind of my hobby. And then I met my other I also consider him a brother, Jalen. He lives out in Rockford too. So all three of us kind of click and we're like kind of like a trio. And every week we meet up and just do something fun. And it helps not it helps like kind of escape from always because I'm always training, you know what I'm saying? I'm always working hard. I'm always, locked in. So like that's that one like couple of hours during the week where I get to just be able to like enjoy myself. And then it's like, all right, back to the grind. You know what I'm saying?
And that break's always needed. I mean, so many Lord, so many fighters are just in the gym, working,
Yeah.
weight cutting, and
Yeah.
I think it's so important that fighters have that peace time, and so it's
Yeah.
awesome you find that in your friends, and you get to have those couple hours or whatever to just hang out and be you and
Yeah.
know, it's a quote unquote be a kid, like
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mean to
Exactly.
actually be a kid. I know you're not a kid, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Be a person outside of fighting. Do you, so I'm asked two, all right. There will be two different questions, but they're kind of be the same exact thing.
Got you. Got you.
Who is your favorite UFC fighter?
Favorite UFC fighter. Man, this is a hard one because I got like I call it like my big three, you know? I got Adesanya, John Jones, and Demetrius Johnson. Those are like my big three. I love those. I can't really pick which one I love more than the other because they're all so awesome. But yeah, Demetrius Johnson, Adesanya, and John Jones, they've changed the game for me, you know what I'm saying? It's like they made me love UFC. So yeah.
I love Adesanya is definitely a great fighter. I love him. Obviously, John Jones is and Demetrius, all amazing fighters.
Yeah.
Adesanya is amazing. I did get to see him in person once, so that was a super cool fight to see.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
dream of mine. Go like watch Adesanya in person. That would be so awesome.
do it.
Yeah.
I hope to see him back soon. I feel like it's been a while, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope he comes back. Well, I know he's coming back, but I need him to come back
Yeah.
soon. I'm ready. Like we need some
Yeah.
Adesanya.
Ready to see him again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been too long. It and this can be any weight class. It doesn't have to be
Mm.
bantamweight. If you could fight one UFC fighter at any weight class, who would it be and why?
This is always going to be number one answer. Marab Dishavishavishu, whatever his last name is. uh he's an awesome fighter. He's super cool, but he also my coach and him crossed paths before, and my coach didn't get the outcome that he wanted. So I definitely gotta get that get back for my coach. I gotta get Marab. All love to him though. I love Marab, but I definitely want to beat him one day. Like hopefully he's still in the UFC in the next couple of years because I'm hoping maybe 2 years from now I'm in the UFC and our paths cross, and that would just be a movie. That would be a movie. That would be so awesome.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, definitely a cool guy. Super cool to talk to. That's a good one. When did him and your coach fight?
I don't know the exact year, but I heard it was a really, really good fight. So that's like the main thing that I know, but I don't know the exact year. But
Was
yeah.
your coach a UFC fighter? Or they
No, he fought like for HFC. He got like an HFC champion and stuff like that. He got like I think he had an opportunity to go fight. I don't know if it was on the UFC, maybe like a contender series or something like that. I don't really know what it was. We didn't really go into like depth of it, but yeah, they fought. I don't know where they fought, but they fought back in the day for sure. Yeah,
That's really cool though.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Always hearing that backstory is like fires me up. It's like, all right, there's another reason why I gotta be the champ of bantamweight to fight the guy to be my coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, sorry. What was that? My mind, I'm so sorry for any, who
So
will be watching this. My mind is just gone like out of nowhere everywhere. So I know you said that your home, I'm going to jump back real quick, so I did forget to ask
yeah,
you that. Your home is with APFC.
yeah.
But do you see yourself trying to be a contender and get on the UFC contender or Dana White's contender series?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. The goal is, I want to keep making history. I was the first APFC AMI champion, right? I'm turning 21 in June, so I'm hoping right when I go pro, maybe 3, 4 fights, and while I'm still 21, become the youngest APFC champion. And then that catches Dana's attention, and then I'm a young fighter on the AP, on the UFC roster, and then become one of the youngest UFC champions. That's like the ultimate goal. So just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and I think I definitely can make it happen for sure. Just make history. Yeah,
And that is I mean, for everybody, that's definitely, a possibility. And the way you're
yeah,
working and training and you don't take these easy fights. You see these people take these easy fights just to get a win, but
yeah,
it seems like your opponents and you have similar records, or they have a higher record and you take it, you're not scared and you go in and give it your best and here you are now 6-0,
yeah,
your title and then you're gonna defend it again,
yeah.
So that's amazing. Definitely can't wait to see where your career takes you. I'm just checking that it shows me my time. I guess not. Um, I'm trying to think. I mean, I asked pretty much everything I wanted to talk about, your
Yeah.
MMA career, your fight coming up. Um, and so I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss any of my fun questions.
Got you, got you.
But yeah, so who I'm trying I would say I mean, besides yourself, because you love MMA, what's
Yeah.
your biggest motivation? What keeps you going?
Definitely, my mom and my dad. I love them to death, and obviously God too. Those are like that's my big three. Like getting my mom, a big house and getting my dad, a house and getting him a car and getting my mom a car, you know what I'm saying? And just being able to take care of my family, like that I've just built something for generations to come, you know what I'm saying? That isn't just for me, because I'm not gonna be here forever, but my generations and generations, they're gonna live on this earth and I want to make sure that they're eating too, not just me. So yeah, building a big enough empire for generations and generations to be able to live good.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, I think that's really all the questions I had. If there's anyone you want to shout out or say thank you to, you want to do that?
Yeah, shout out to Big Brother Jonah. He's moving to California. I'm gonna miss him like crazy, but I love him to death. My big brother Tom, he beats my ass every day in training, makes me a better fighter. All my coaches, Uncle Dennis, Javi, Conway, Austin, everybody, they all train me to be the best fighter that I can be. So, and everybody who's standing with me, I love you guys.
It's awesome. Where, sorry, I said that really fast. That a lot of people, I love that you have this. I'm so sorry. I love that you have the support, the team, your coaches and everything. Definitely from what you've talked about them and, how you got to the gym, definitely seems like a family. Uh,
Yeah.
tell my tell us where we can find you on socials.
Socials, dang. I think my Instagram is Israel underscore 9,000, and that's with a Z instead of a S. And yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, Israel IZRAEL underscore 9,000.
Okay, there we go.
Oh,
There we go.
I'm totally backtracking. I did forget one question. I think it's a
Got
very
it, got it.
important question. I am so sorry.
It's all good.
The hurricane. How did you get your name?
Oh, okay. This is a funny backstory. Okay, so this is like 2 months before my first fight. I actually didn't even think I was gonna be fighting on APFC. I thought it was just gonna be my brother Tom, because Tom had already got a fight set up for APFC, and we were trying to get me one, but we were like, oh, we don't know if he's ready yet. You know what I'm saying? And I was begging coach. I was like, please, 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 just let me get out there and show myself. And I was like, I promise you, I won't let you down. And Unc took the risk and it worked. But the weeks leading up to that, we were like, well, we got to find out like that fighter name. So um, Unc called me the silly sausage. I don't know where it came from. It was silly sausage. And I was like, I'm not walking out to that. So we got to change it. We got to find something else because that's crazy. So then Papa Hav, which is another one of my coaches, he was like, let's call you the hurricane. You're like always bouncing all over the walls. You're crazy. You're super fast. You're a force of nature. You can't be stopped. So then I was like, dang, that actually kind of sounds cool. But then I was like, what if like, everybody thinks of the other hurricane from the WWE? He was like, I promise you, this name's gonna stick. And it actually has. I love that Papa Hav came up with it because it's actually an awesome name. So yeah.
Not silly sausage. Is that what you said? Silly sausage?
Yeah, not silly sausage. Yeah, the silly sausage. I definitely would not want to walk out to that.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Israel
yeah, we were dying.
silly sausage Vargas. So I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Maybe one day, maybe in the UFC, I'll come out one day to the silly sausage for a championship fight or something.
That's awesome. I'm so sorry. I knew I was forgetting one question, and it
Yeah,
was obviously how you got your name.
yeah,
Um, definitely fitting. If people go back watch your fights, you don't give up. You keep
yeah,
going. You're strong. You have that momentum. Definitely think that's a great fitting name for you.
yeah.
And just matches your personality. Like you're not jumping ahead. You know the reality. You stick to what you can and can't do. So I am truly excited to see where MMA career takes you. Um,
Thank you so much.
of course. Um, y'all, thank you for joining. And as always, you can find me at OddSmoker MMA on Instagram and Facebook. And don't forget, if you're in need of merchandise or graphics or anything, we do low commission rates. We also have a sponsorship program. So make sure to shoot us a message as well. Israel, has been such a pleasure having you on. Don't hang up just yet.
I'm not. I got you. I got you.
But anyway, thanks again for joining, and I'm looking forward to talking to you soon.